All right. We are back again with another live. Now, this morning I checked into a few things. For starters, I checked into Max Payne 1 and 2 to double check because I wanted to make sure if I was right on the confirmation that they are going to be remaking Max Payne 1 and 2. And when I looked online, basically to get some more info on it, I basically seen online in a small article that they have been working on Max Payne for the past 6 months. So the project is in full development. So they are in full swing, and they've been in full swing for 6 months of working on it. So that is a definite remaster that will be dropping for Max Payne 1 and 2. That is a project they're not stalling on. Now, last night I also seen that they wanted to release Road Rash. Now, I don't know if anybody is familiar with the game Road Rash, where you got to race dirt bikes and you were able to knock people off, dirt bikes and stuff while racing. Now, I seen that was coming out. I didn't get a chance to look into it, but it's pretty simple. You guys can pretty much do what I do, just Google it or, search it online, and it'll tell you whether or not it's going to come out or whether or not they're going to put it into full swing. Because of it being a full year already and there's so many games, um, I mean, it's amazing that you already have a full calendar year, and here's PlayStation swinging right in from behind and bringing in more stuff on top of what we already have coming out, such as, Wolverine and Fable and GTA 6 in November. Forza Horizon 6 is coming out 5/19/26. Um, Games that have been announced for March. Marketing is going to ramp up for GTA 6. Now, here's another awesome thing. When I looked into Max Payne 1 and 2, the basic thing that they're going to do is once marketing ramps up for that, you will start seeing more about Max Payne 1 and 2. Because when I also read, they said that they're going to start showing some stuff on Max Payne 1 and 2 after they start ramping marketing for GTA 6 in June. Now, as far as a release date, the only release month that I did see, truthfully, is October. I did hear that there is a possibility. Now, mind you, possibility. Right? It doesn't mean that it's going to drop in that month, but that is the projected month that they're talking about for Max Payne 1 and 2. Now, there's one thing I can definitely say, um, but you have to be very cautious. They can give a projected month or they can say, hey, we're going to drop it in this month, but it doesn't always necessarily be that way because sometimes some games need a little bit longer, some games need a little bit less. It just all depends. So they have to play it by ear because they don't want to take and release a game such as Max Payne, that has been such a popular title, and a lot of people that have played it over the years, they don't want to release it in a bad state. Because Max Payne has been played by millions, if not trillions of players over the years. So I know Remedy's work and Rockstar, because Rockstar and Remedy have partnered up before. That's how the Max Payne games are there. So, but it's cool. It's cool to see that. Now, on the other hand, I also looked into another game that was basically um, has been mentioned many, many times before on multiple channels out there, and it's GTA 4. All right. They said again on Facebook about GTA 4 possibly being remastered. Now, I looked into it and I seen like all these articles saying that no, it's not going to be remastered. Rockstar's not going to dig into it. It's just rumor, it's speculation at this point. They're not going to go through with it right now. Truth is, and this is just my opinion, I'm not no insider. All I did was I just went and I Googled stuff. Like I just went and I Googled this, I looked online, I read articles, and I took a look at things like everyone else would. I mean, you grab your cell phone, you look on the search engine, and you see what's going on there. And I've just seen how people are throwing rumors around, trying to predict, trying to figure out and get to the source. And there's so many sources, like there's so many people out there that are going to toss rumors about, what's going on here. And truth is, Rockstar's got so much going on. Because they got GTA 6 they're trying to finish polishing, whatever else they have to get done. So, you know, is there a chance GTA 4 might get remastered? Maybe, but I don't think they're going to throw that project into the works when GTA 6 is not done. Do I see it maybe in the future? Yeah. I mean, Rockstar might consider that as maybe a future project down the road, because look at how Max Payne 1 and 2 is coming true. If you look online, you could see they've had that ramped for 6 months. So, and another game that I did some research on was Bioshock 4. Now, I did some research and I looked into that a little bit, and I seen that Bioshock 4 is actually going to Antarctica. So they're going to take that to Antarctica now. So that's going to be something cool. And a lot of fans are probably going to be excited for that one. So, and I know Bioshock's been a game that probably people have been so addicted to, and you can't set the controller down. I know there's a ton of Bioshock fans, and Bioshock's been a good trilogy. I've seen that they've made their games work for the longest time. So, and the fact that they're bringing out a fourth and putting that in Antarctica, I wish that game a lot of good luck, amongst others. So, I mean, a lot of these game developers like Remedy, now they're stepping up more. Um, Rockstar is certainly stepping up even more. Um, I've seen a lot more independent game developers, but I really think that Activision, Blizzard, it's so sad when you hear about game developers that have not been able to amp up their studios, because of budget cuts, or these big wigs that are running these huger companies, and they cut out certain things because they don't want to invest in them. But in my opinion is, if you don't want to invest into it, why would you pay for it? Why would you buy it? Why would you buy a studio if you don't plan to take that studio and utilize it? Why would you invest in something if you don't want to use it for growth and to make the best dang games out of it? You buy the studios so you can make the best video games and products from that studio. And then what you do is you buy it, but then you're gonna take and be done with it. Like, and don't get me wrong, Activision, Blizzard, and King, those companies can be so much more, and they can get better. Just like video games, you can always improve upon them. But what I don't like to see is people that are getting put out of work. Because every year, when you see people's utilities go up, their food bill goes up, it costs more to put fuel in your cars now, it costs more for your food bill to feed your families, it costs more to do everything. This is getting to be expensive. It's getting to be a hobby that sometimes makes you want to yank your hair out of your head sometimes. Because sometimes you just want to turn around and you want to say to yourself, okay, where do I go from here? It's like, I love this hobby. I love the game. I enjoy playing these video games. But what are these big wigs turning it into? When I have to pick and choose what I'm gonna get, what I'm gonna play, what I'm gonna have to stream or put on my channels. But the best part about gaming and creating is when you do this, when you make stuff on your YouTube channel, your Twitch channel, or Kick, or whatever you're going to, even TikTok, and whatever site you're on. Okay, this is what I love, because you can make the content you want. It's your choice. It's your decision. Whatever comes from your mind, as long as it's not vulgar and bad, and there's no like cursing or insane stuff in it, that's all well and good. But it's nice because this kind of thing with creating stuff on the internet, and you make your own channel, you're free to make something that you want. Always hold on to the fire in your heart and the passion when you're doing it. And remember what you do it for. You do it for the hobby that you're passionate about. Me, I do this because I'm passionate about gaming. I'm passionate because I believe that, artificial intelligence is just that, artificial intelligence. It doesn't have a place to take over people's jobs, but it does when it comes to making games better. Let's use it to make games better, but people still need to run that. We still need people. People, because people that are passionate are ones that are going to make such a great product, because they're just as passionate as the gamers that sit there and hold on to a controller, and they're just as passionate as anybody that would spend hours as a content creator, days as a content creator, making the best dang content that can be possible on any channel on this planet. And that is basically where I'm coming from. Now, at first, I was afraid to do this. I'm going to admit it to you, because I'm a guy that I have such high anxiety. I'm not always the greatest guy that would get on the headset, talk on the mic, and stuff like that. I'd even be going into parties on my Xbox and stuff like that. And sometimes I'll sit with a mic on my head, a headset on my head, and I would sit there in silence because I would be so afraid or nervous just to talk. Because there'd be some times that I'd be afraid of being bullied by somebody or picked on. Because of my disability, my intellectual disabilities that I have. Because I have a learning disability, ADHD, intermittent explosive disorder, mild MR, mild autism, you name it. PTSD, because I went through a rough marriage. 12 years of being abused by a narcissist ex-wife. So I went through a lot, and it's made it rough to go through that. Now, I battled through it. I've stood up. I've had my head held high. Now, I will sit here and say it wasn't easy, to go through that, but I made it. I succeeded. But, let's, get back on the main topic here. But as these games make their way out there, whether some of them do or don't, always remember to be happy, because the thing of it is, happiness is what gets you by best in this life. Be grateful for the things you got, the games that are out there now. I mean, there's plenty of options for everybody. No one person is alike, just like, I mean, we're not all alike. But the one thing where we can come together at and have in common is games. Because we always will come in agreement when it comes to protecting our games and making sure that gaming stays alive. Because gaming is the best dang thing that exists today. No matter what platform we're on, whether we're on Xbox, whether we're on PlayStation, whether we are on Nintendo, or even on PC. The thing is, it doesn't matter what we're on. It matters that we're gaming, we're enjoying ourselves, we're enjoying storytelling that these game developers do with each and every game. Now, I'm excited to see what's going to come, in the future with all these games and all these awesome titles. I'm excited to see how it's all going to turn out. Now, personally, I would love to see these systems in existence, I would love to see more play testing being done because of connectivity issues. I think that maybe they should start being more sensible, maybe play testing their games before they bring their games out and put their games out there. Because I think if they do that, they would run into less problems. Um, I think that having a little more time for development in a game is not really a bad thing. But of course, these corporate guys, the only thing they worry about is their bottom line because they're in a hurry of like, all right, let's go, get this game over with, put it out the door, let's go, stamp it, seal it, whatever, get it out the door. The game needs to be done, put it out there for people to buy it. If it's at least a half decent product, no big deal. Yeah, until you get people complaining because something is like buggy or doesn't work right or something glitches or you got a problem with it, then it becomes an issue. So, but most of all, support each other out there. And remember how we have this hobby in common with each other. You know, but feel free, to always come in here and chill or chat. I mean, my chat's always open for that. And I'm going to try to drop at least 2 videos a day. Um, at least a little topic video like this, where I go live for you guys to just come in and join me. I like to sit here and shoot the breeze and talk about games and all that and stuff that's coming out or stuff that's on the way. Um, right now, I'm using a basic PC at the moment. It's a gaming PC, but it's not um, one of those high end major gaming PCs. But hey, it still gets the job done where I can come and record my videos for all of you. And it still works, for me to have the capability to do this. In the long run, I'm hoping to build this channel up more. And with the support of you guys, if you guys like to uh, just have a streamer that comes in, chills, discusses a few topics like this, or just, comes out and shares his opinions about things, feel free to click the like button, share, and remember, to have your notifications on. If you like, you can subscribe, so that way you can always be a part of this community and help it grow. Because I'm gonna, like I said, keep putting out about 2 videos a day. One's gonna be where I'll record on my phone. Yesterday, I got into some Watch Dogs Legion, so I was playing that. Because that's one game I haven't played for a while. So I was like, yeah, I'll just check it out. I got on it last night, and surprisingly, I was having some fun with it. I'm still trying to tinker around though and figure it out. Um, so I'm still trying to yeah, familiarize myself with it. Come on, Dan. Sorry, don't want to say top gamer. I go by top gamer. But yeah. Yeah. I gotta familiarize myself with um the game still. I'm still trying to figure out the mechanics yet. Um, Still, getting the ins and outs of the game yet. Not quite there yet, but I will be. I will be recording a video today that'll go up on the channel whenever I get a chance. But I thought that I would do a live today and give people an opportunity. If you want to drop in the comment section, feel free to drop in the comment section. And if you have any games that are your favorites or accessories that you use for your consoles that are your favorites, or if you just want to have a discussion about games, my chat is open. My chat is always open for it. Because I love talking to other fellow gamers besides myself out there that um, talks games. So, you know, yeah, I'm hoping that, eventually we see GTA 4 getting remastered. But I am excited for Max Payne. I'm looking forward to that one most definitely. Road Rash, I was a little bit thrown off because when I seen that, I was like, whoa. Because I didn't think that Road Rash was even going to be done. Like, I didn't even think they were going to. I didn't even think they were going to consider attempting to try to remaster Road Rash. And the reason why I say that, or to put it like that, is because Road Rash is like a real, really old title. I mean, it's not that old when you think about it, but it's an old enough title. That was a fun game too. Yeah, I played it. It was exciting. It was fun in its own right. Back in back in the time when it was around, because it was popular. Lots of people would play it. Um, so I remember the first time that I picked up Max Payne 1 and I started playing it. And at first, when I first started, the very first mission of Max Payne, and I believe it was the one with the baby crib and his wife laying in her bed. They're in their bed. And I think it was him, I don't know if it was him having a dream about them and how they were alive at one time and then they died. But it was an interesting story because it showed what it was like for a cop and how a cop deals with things as opposed to a civilian. And it showed how he went through a dramatic situation and how he was dealing with it. But it also showed how much that he was a human. because he also dealt with PTSD after what happened to his family. Now, I will say, I mean, it was a gripping story, but it was an awesome story at that. So, I think that's what made me grab on to the game itself and continue to play it was because of that reason. So, but it's going to be awesome to have that getting remastered and getting improvements done because of the way it was when they first started that. So now I will say when it comes to 2K26, I see how that is going to switch to. I am not interested in it, and the reason why I'm not anymore is the way the wrestling games are just going anymore. I'm just, I once was a fan of them, but I've seen so many changes in those anymore that it's making me say, nah. Yeah, I'm falling away from it. I'm starting to get back into the Ubisoft games. I even played a little bit of Ghost Recon Wildlands last night. I got back into that for a little bit last night. So the thing of it is, it's like it's nice because I'm dipping into other things rather than just sticking with one game. I'm going back into games that I started and I'm dipping into them again and I'm giving them another shot, rather than just saying forget it on them. I'm going back to them, I'm playing them again, and I'm working with them. I'm taking my time with them, and I'm going back to them to get myself into it again. So, but it's gonna be a fun year, and as the award show uh, comes in June, I'm looking forward to like announcements there of what they will showcase or what they will show there. I'm excited when the marketing does begin for Grand Theft Auto 6 because I want to see what they've managed to get done and see how much improvements they've made with the time that they've had. Um, I don't know if anybody has heard about the Steam Machine at all, like any other news about that, coming out. I mean, it seems like it's all right, but I mean, you're trying to put out stuff that basically is similar or close to what's out there. Like, I understand you're trying to give people other options, and other alternatives for people that want to stay console based. Even whenever it comes to like the Steam Machine and stuff like that, you know, an affordable option, which I can understand that. But it's still a struggle because every year it gets more expensive. And not everybody can afford it. There are people that can, and there's those that have to tighten up budgets. Because year to year, budgets can change. A person's budget can automatically change and go and get tighter or go and get more expensive. Um, so things change year to year. For some people, month to month expenses are even harder to afford. So right now, I could say in this console generation, where we're at, I'm happy with what I have. I'm grateful to have my Xbox Series X. I'm grateful to have this PC that I'm running right now, that I can still come on and do this show. I'm grateful that I can still entertain people. Yeah, I feel bad. I don't really have no fancy like soundboard or like, you know, no fancy sounds like all these big YouTubers do. Right now, I'm starting out small, because I have to do what I can do right now until I build this channel up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, of what's to come. I'm excited to see what more is going to come out before you get these bigger AAA titles. Um, what more could get announced within the time between now to the summer showcase? Because there's a lot more that can come out between now and then. As it's being shown, like there's a lot of stuff coming out for PlayStation even before the whole summer showcase in June. Like you see so much being released out there right now. I mean, every day you look online and you're seeing nothing but articles and things showing up in the daily news about different things. This is an evolving world where you are never going to go without, some kind of article or some kind of reports about major things happening. You know, because there's always something major happening in the news, and it doesn't always have to be um, related to world topics. Even companies. You're hearing stuff about companies such as Microsoft, um, Xbox, Sony, Nintendo. So, but it's crazy, you know, crazy but awesome because production for stuff is not dying down, it's ramping up, so to speak. So, I think it's going to make for interesting things, for all of us. It's going to make for interesting game titles, whether they remaster or remake, and whether it's new IPs that come into play, new accessories. They come up with things that might be cool for existing software or hardware. In the meantime, before we get all this next gen stuff that they're talking about. That's unless the delays are as true as what has been being said. Sometimes, you know, they'll say that there's these delays, but then a few months down the road, then they say that there's not like a shortage, and then they say everything's all right. So it's just crazy because everything is always a constant revolving change. So everything's always changing. Some for the good, some for the bad. But the best way that I always found to keep my head, no matter how much things change, is to sit with a controller in my hand and game, and enjoy what I have. Or just sitting down and watching my favorite TV show, or TV shows for that matter. Enjoying the stuff that always helps me out to stay centered and not to lose control. Because there are things that we can control and there's things that we can't control. Because there's things that are going to change even if we don't influence the change. But one front that I think that all of us should be united on and ready to fight should be gaming. Because gaming is something that makes all of us happy. For me, it's not only a hobby, but it's my escape. It's my way that when stuff gets a little bit insane, in life for me, I can get a controller, sit there, and just take off into a different world and have some time where I'm in that different world, relaxing, chilling, and you know, just submersing myself in that world and just enjoying it. So, but I appreciate, all of the support so far from all of you that have subscribed, from all of you that have came on here and have put the likes down. All of the support is greatly appreciated, and I hope that I could bring more content that would end up making y'all happy. Like I said, my chat is always open for people to come in and have a chit chat, have a conversation, talk about your favorite accessories or your games or, in general, what you're into. We can even talk your views. Um, I'm independent about pretty much everything, even politics. Yeah, I don't really vote because, truthfully, whatever you basically, whatever you do, even if you vote, politicians can be crooked because you see that no matter what, when they get in there, you don't really see promises being fulfilled like you think. But I don't like to go deep diving into that. But I could say, if you like Watch Dogs, I would give Watch Dogs Legion a shot. I mean, it seems like it's a pretty cool game. You can do character switches. When one character goes down or gets arrested, you can switch to another one. But whenever I do end up recording that video for Watch Dogs Legion, you're more than welcome to even drop in and view that. Um, so that'll be up on my channel at some point today. Um, but pretty much right now, channel's open for conversations, and this is pretty much the Q&A area here. If you got any questions or you just want to come in and vibe and chill with me, hey, you're more than welcome. So, and the headset that I'm currently using is a wired stereo headset, by the way. It's currently what I'm using. I would end up using this for my Xbox as well. I also have a wireless headset that I also could end up using too for my Xbox. All right, sorry about that there. I was just taking care of a few little things there. But anyway, like I said, you know, all these games are coming out. I'm looking forward to them all. But I really think that a lot of games that do come out, I think they should do play tests on them prior, just to make sure that these games are ready to hit. And when they hit, they can hit well rather than having issues. You know, because I see so many games that come out that are awesome and cool, but then whenever they start having issues or connectivity issues with them, and you're seeing more people that are getting frustrated because these games have major connection problems. And, in my opinion, that's not really cool. You don't want to really see a person having problems while trying to enjoy a game. Because then it just, you know, it takes the fun out of it. So, yeah, I think that even independent developers, if anyone picks this channel up or anyone sees it, just any developers that sees this, I know you guys work hard, so it's appreciated. But talk to whoever you can and see about maybe just starting off little tests and stuff, just to make sure that stuff gets polished and all that. But in general, I love the fact of that gaming has gotten better. I love the fact that they have found new and innovative ways, um, to bring the stories to the games. So and I would recommend, if you like the Ghost Recon series, Wildlands is not a bad series. It's I mean, it's a good game in itself. I found hours of enjoyment out of it. The way that you can break down your guns and stuff like that and build up your guns and everything. It can be fun. Um, I've sat for like over 7 hours playing Ghost Recon Wildlands. So I got hours and hours out of it. So, I mean, Watch Dogs Legion was okay. It's all right. I'm still getting used to all of the gadgets, trying to figure things out. Um, Trying to figure out best ways to come up with strategies and all that for getting through missions. But I have a feeling one day I'm going to figure that out. I might not figure that stuff out right now, but I know eventually I'm going to. It just is going to take me time to figure that one out. But I ain't going to stop at that one. I will keep working with that one yet and to figure that one out. And I'm just trying to figure out where to go from here. What to say. Um, But anyway, I think right here I'm going to wrap it up, and soon I will work on getting the video out for Watch Dogs Legion. I am going to record that on my phone, so that way y'all can check that game out with me. I will be doing that here eventually. So, but I just wanted to jump on, do a little bit of a live stream here, and fill you guys in on a little bit of the research and a little bit of some stuff that I did. Looking into some things. Um, all I can say at this point is just keep an eye out, pay attention online. Info should start dropping soon about the Max Payne game, 1 and 2. But according to what I did see and according to what I did read, it is a definite thing. Road Rash, I'd have to look into that a bit more just to see. But I will record some video footage for Watch Dogs Legion. I will have that on my channel. Should have that on my channel maybe as early as this evening. Um, but other than that, take care, y'all, and enjoy the rest of your day. Top Gamer out.